Actually, Glasgow, the Liberty Stadium on Sunday, it's always been a game of two teams competing at the top end of the championship table. This season, Glasgow flying high, unbeaten. Unfortunately, we aren't there. We're at the lower end of the table, but we need a win this weekend to kickstart and start us climbing up the table and put some pressure on the teams above us.
Yeah, again, you're going into a massive game against a quality team in a minute, and their record speaks for itself. You'd like to think a lot of the pressure is going to be on them. Most people who support rugby would be writing us off already after our last performance. But again, we're a confident bunch, and all we need is this game to sort of get us back to winning ways, and we're back in the fight at the top of the table. We're 9 points behind with 13 games to go. It's not the end of the world.
You touched that, the gap between us and third place. And that's one of the things in the new conference system. It makes it more competitive across the board, but it also shows that it only takes a couple of games and he can be back in the playoff spots and he can be back in European contention from 2 wins.
Yeah, that's it. And we've got 2 tough games. You shouldn't struggle to get up for games against Glasgow and Munster, being top end European clubs. And like you're saying, if we get these 2 wins, we're back in the fight, and everyone's forgetting the last 7-8 weeks. Back to winning ways, and again, we're all enjoying. So hopefully now that's behind us, we can move on to the next thing. Glasgow comes to Liberty Stadium and get another win in the stadium.
How frustrating was the Edinburgh game? Looking at the last game that we played in the PRO14, what's the mood amongst the boys when you think that we had such a good October in terms of improved performances, pushing 3 very good teams to the wire before getting that bonus point win against the Dragons, and confidence was high, and then also you went to Edinburgh and it just didn't happen as we would have hoped for. So what was the review, what was the wash-up, and what's the mood in the camp about that?
Yeah, you go back to the Edinburgh game, I think for 40 minutes it wasn't pleasant viewing, but we're in the fight. We were 16-10 down, a couple of silly penalties on our behalf which sort of cushioned the scoreline for them, and then second half sort of got away from us, and it's nothing other than silly mistakes from us. We make 1 or 2 mistakes and teams seem to punish us. And it's about swinging momentum, and we weren't able to do that to get back into the game. We kept putting pressure on ourselves, which led to more mistakes, which made it an easier game for Edinburgh. So as a learning for the group, it's about us getting momentum back when we lose it, and hopefully we've done enough analysis and learning from the last 2 weeks to get back to winning ways this weekend.
Everyone thinks of Ashley Beck as the young man who came bursting onto the scene only a few years back. Coming on to face Brian O'Driscoll at the Liberty Stadium, but you have to face the fact that you are now a senior player in this group, particularly with so many international players away. So is there an onus on people like yourself to actually show the leadership that's required in these difficult times, particularly, as you say, when we're missing so many players away with Wales?
Yeah, we've got some real big leaders within the group now, and I think it's 10 years I've been at the club, so hopefully we've just got to go out there and perform and show some of these younger boys about staying in the fight and getting back to winning ways. You've got people like James Hook, Brendan Leonard, Bradley Davis, Paul James. There's still a lot of experience within the group, and you even look to younger boys now like Sam Parry's played over 50 games for the Ospreys. There's a lot of boys who've got a lot of experience, so it shouldn't be too much about demanding and pushing things. There's a good culture within the group where we all expect from one another, and it shouldn't need shouting and screaming to get anyone ready for a game.
And of course, one of the things that in years gone by, it's been these periods, only the National Six Nations, where squad players have stepped up, that we've really been able to make a difference, and where the success of the season has been allayed, so to speak.
Yeah, you go back to last year, I think between the Autumn Internationals and the Six Nations, we picked up a lot of points which ended up getting us into a good position going into the end of the season. Even though with a couple of results didn't go away, we still made enough points within them block of games to get ourselves a semi-final. So with boys being away and with missing that kind of experience, it's about us now getting momentum for when the boys come back. They're going to build up their own momentum up with Wales playing in some of them big test matches. It's about us building momentum here so they can just slot straight back in. So we've got a good December looking in towards the Six Nations.